couple of weeks or a couple of days away from the start of the season. I mean, after last year, you must be really excited to get back and play some real football games.
Yeah, very excited. We learned a lot of things over the pre-season. We were able to execute a lot of new game plan stuff, which I think's gone pretty well. But yeah, really exciting season for us. Just looking forward to getting into it now.
The flip side of that is the last 48 hours has been a really disappointing one for the club. How's Cam doing and how's everyone getting ready?
Yeah, Cam's obviously extremely disappointed and upset, as you would expect, but he's kept his spirits high. He understands that it's going to be a little bit of a process, but we're there to back him in the whole way, and we'll be there to support him throughout it all, and he'll come back bigger and stronger next year.
It would seem like there's widespread anguish, around the whole AFL world after that injury. Did you notice that? And what does that say about?
Yeah, I did. I checked a little bit of social media last night, and yeah, I think I even received a lot of messages from other captains of football clubs sending their well wishes. So I think it's an injury that no one wants to see in the game, and Cam's such a loved player. He's got such an exciting and bright future, and he's a special talent, a former #1 draft pick. So I think it's great that the whole AFL was able to get around him and share their well wishes, and he'll use that as motivation to come back next year and be ready to go.
Just seeing young Sharpies go, do you think he could be the man to come in for round one?
He might be. He's been talking to Fags. Yeah, Sharpie's going really well. Obviously, as a 17-year-old to come up and have such an impact on our group already, and was able to play his first game of, although it was a practice match of senior football. I think he held his own really, really well, and he certainly put his hand up for a spot in round one. If he gets his homework done and everything's ticked off, I think he could be a possibility.
Fags mentioned the Rainer's injury could spark a bit of motivation for you guys as well, being able to play for him in the season. Is that something that you guys sort of?
Oh, we probably won't look at that, but we certainly want to win for Cam. There's no doubt about that. He's such an integral part of our team. He's a real energiser for us. He brings an infectious smile and an infectious attitude. He's really a sensational human being, and he will be missed out on the playing field, but what he brings off field, I'm sure won't go anywhere, and he'll get around the boys just like he does always.
Dayne, just from a footy perspective, how hard is it to replace him? You talked about he's an exciting player. He's a guy that looked like he was going to take a step this year, and he's going to spend more time in the midfield. Just from a pure footy perspective, how is it to replace?
Well, he's an exceptional talent. He brings a lot of exciting attributes to our game that we certainly were hoping to add into our midfield this year, but we've got a lot of guys and a lot of depth in our midfield that can certainly replace him and come in and fill a role. Reece Matheson's had a fantastic pre-season. Cam Ellis-Yeoman's going really well. So there's a number of guys that can actually come in and fill a role. So although Cam's going to be missed on the field, he's certainly not irreplaceable, and I'm sure one of those guys will come in and fill a role for it.
Do you personally think you might spend more time in the midfield now yourself and Lincoln McCarthy being those guys like Cam who play?
Yeah, potentially. Certainly an option for Fags. I guess that's the beauty of our team at the moment. There's a lot of flexibility, and we talk a lot about being able to play multiple positions. So there's a lot of guys that can fill that role. I think we've seen Zach Bailey come inside the midfield this year and have a really good impact in the practice matches we've seen. So he's another guy that you can throw in the ring for sure.
The slow start against the Suns in that game, I know Fags was a little unhappy at half-time. Has that been addressed?
It hasn't been addressed. We spoke about it. It was a little bit of an odd week for us in terms of training and stuff like that, but I almost feel like it was, we needed that sort of response from our team, and I thought the boys handled themselves really, really well at half-time. We sat back, we reflected on what had just happened in the first half, and we came out and executed our game plan a lot better. Credit to the Suns, they brought a really strong AFL intensity in that first half, and we unfortunately weren't able to match them. But it was great to see our response in the second half, and really pleasing for us that we were able to do that.
Can't start like that against the Swans, though, can you?
Absolutely not.
Fags often talks about taking it week by week. Have you guys, though, set a goal for the season to make it one week further than you did last year, or is there talk amongst the team about where you'd like to be at the end of the year?
There's always that ambition that you want to be there in the last Saturday of the year, and we're certainly no different to that. So, we talk about constantly improving every year, and that's last year we were able to build on the previous year, and this year we're hoping to build on what we were able to do last year.
The annual captain's poll has the Lions as the second favourites to make the grand final. Over the last couple of years, the expectations continue to grow, but a lot of people think this is your year. Do you guys feel that way?
You'd have to ask everyone individually, but collectively as a team, all we can go out and do is perform to what we've been able to do thus far. And every year the competition presents different challenges for us, and we're certainly going to be, going out there every week, executing our game plan as best as we possibly can. If that allows us to get to the last day in September, then that would be fantastic. But we don't talk about that thus far.